It is 7:03. You start by reviewing the minutes. Does anybody have any? Does everybody have a chance to look it over? I'm gonna give them a few minutes.
Yeah. I move they be approved or circulated if the people are ready.
Thank you, Steve. Anybody want to second that?
I'll second that.
Great. Minutes are approved. Let's write this down. All right. News about Concord Farms and Farmers. Well, it sounds like Mark is back in Concord. He's taken over the farm manager position at or director of agriculture position at Gaining Ground.
Oh,
So that's exciting. He's expressed some interest in joining our meetings.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it'd be great. He just started I think the beginning of this month at Gaining Ground, but he emailed me and Melissa sort of trying to figure out when we meet and hoping to attend. So he was busy tonight, so he couldn't come tonight, but I thought it was great. Some interest.
great.
And Steve unfortunately has COVID, which sounds awful. I'm sorry, Steve.
Mm-mm.
Does Joan have it too?
Not yet.
Oh, good. I'm sorry though. Oh boy. And what else do we have to report? Roseanne got a new car.
Yes, yes.
She looks like she's in the space shuttle.
And all kinds of bells and whistles and noises and you name it. We got it.
Very exciting.
And the police was behind us for a little bit too long. Sorry.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else going on around town we need to talk about? I mean, I heard Melissa is not sleeping very much right now with baby Miles, so that's why she's not here with us. So sending her our best wishes.
Okay.
Babies.
Babies.
I
And sleeping babies.
mean, they're so immature.
So many things to learn. Well, we can move on if nobody has any updates. You got any updates, Brian?
We still have potatoes.
Oh yeah. If anybody needs any potatoes, please reach out.
I think we've sold maybe 4/5 of what we harvested.
Yeah. You're
But
getting there.
we're getting there.
Okay. Okay. All
Oh
right.
wait, Steve, you're muted.
Yeah, that do it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Anybody talk to Bill Kenny lately? See what's going on there?
No, haven't heard. What's the latest that you know?
Oh. Just that he's leaving town. That land does have a restriction buried in the deed to keep it in agriculture, and I think there might be pressure to make other uses of it, so we want to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Is that his main farm property? The one that's like off of Lexington Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very centrally located. So
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Who would I guess what department owns that?
Natural resources.
Okay, it's Adelia.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else got any exciting updates?
Oh, not exciting, but Mrs. Nelson passed away. Eric's mom,
Oh, really?
she did. She
That's
did. She
sad.
passed away.
Oh,
How, when, how recently?
I think it was the 9th, maybe.
that's sad. Thanks. Grace.
It is. It is sad.
Didn't his father just pass away like 2 years ago, or maybe even less?
I think it was like 5, maybe. It could
Maybe
be as
less.
many as 5.
You know,
I'm not-
COVID, the
Richard.
years, they're not.
No, no, I know. That's why I'm thinking, was it before COVID or after
It was,
Mr.
Okay.
Nelson died?
it was before.
Well, yeah, it may have been before, so it could be as much as 5. Not
Yeah.
really sure.
Time is just passing quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad. Anybody have any exciting news? Less depressing news?
No.
Not a good year for Christmas tree sales.
That's
not?
good.
Or it is? Did you sell out already, Steve?
No, we could have eat 100 of them or more probably.
Oh, really? So they're not
Oh,
moving as much.
Funny, we sold all the most expensive ones the first few days
Huh.
and the least expensive, and then nobody's buying the middle.
That's interesting.
I've talked to others around, and everybody's in the same boat. Nobody's selling what they did last year.
That's so
Hmm.
funny. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I think they talk too much about being scarce and expensive, maybe. And
Mhm.
people haven't come and looked and seen the prices and left. They're just not coming.
That's funny. Do you think more people are getting fake trees?
Well, I'm afraid of that because that's going to last a while if they do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's gonna eat into it for a long time then.
Hmm.
I don't really like fake trees. They're not the same thing. Well, if nobody else has any updates, we could move on. Feeling good
Okay.
about that? All right. Moving on, the next thing on our agenda is the bag fee, the checkout fee exemption article update. And the only update is that I did present at the select board preview meeting, the town meeting preview meeting for the select board. And that went well, I think. The question mark now is whether or not we have to sponsor for town meeting or if the select board is going to sponsor. And the select board is meeting next week to discuss it. I think it's not a question of whether or not the select board supports it. They do. It's a question of the legality, like if it's us that needs to be doing it or if it's the select board. I'm also kind of hoping that it goes on. This is my limited knowledge of how a town meeting works, but there's something called like the consent calendar, which is just like the non-controversial articles that they just like quickly pass. And there's a chance this might go on that.
Oh.
That's like not really open for debate. It just like goes through pretty quickly. In that case, we don't have to really do anything. I think if it does go up as like a regular article, one of us, maybe me, probably has to present at town meeting and like make a quick PowerPoint about it. But it was well received by everybody who was at the preview meeting, including the select board. So that's great.
It's
And
hard
Mary,
to imagine who would oppose it.
yeah,
Okay.
I think the argument seems pretty
Fist by
straightforward.
fist.
It's still the thing with the handles, right?
Bag fees.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems pretty straight. I think it's just a question of like legality and like making sure that it's up above board. So Mary's gonna.
What we're proposing is the handle thing. If
No,
no,
we're proposing a full exemption.
full exemption for
Farm stands and farm stands and the farmers market in town.
Okay.
Which was honestly like actually the call of the town manager's office that they just decided that that was the most straightforward way to do it. And the other way was too complicated.
Yeah.
Sure. Great. And then also our state rep, Simon, what's his last name? gosh, I'm blanking. But his office also is involved because it has to run through the home rule committee, and they've already signed off on everything. They basically wrote exactly how they wanted it to look. So I think it's just a question of technicalities at this point, but it's moving along. Mary's going to let me know after the select board meets next week what our next steps are. And she said she's very sorry she can't make this meeting. She has a finance committee meeting, but she wishes she was in this meeting. So that's the update on that one. Next on the agenda is the nonprofit language at Ag Day, which Melissa has been charged with drafting. She's, as we talked about before, Miles is not really sleeping, so she's handed that off to me. So I have her notes and I will draft that for next time. So moving on to the spring forum ideas. Last time we talked about how a lot of people liked the idea of, like last year, that we had sort of an academic presentation. There was also people really interested in doing something around climate change. I was just wondering if anybody had any particular speaker ideas that maybe we could reach out to people. I did attend virtually. The Middlesex Conservation District had, I can't remember her name now, but somebody from NOAA speaking last week, or was it the week before? But I did attend it. It was interesting. I don't know if she frequently gives presentations. I think the hard part about a presentation like that, if they're not in person, it's not as compelling. So I don't know if she just does virtual presentations or if she does in person, but that might be an office to reach out to. See if they do anything like that. I'm happy to shoot them an email. Does anybody else have any?
Well, I thought it might be a possibility for everybody to say a little bit of what they do sustainably on their own farm.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could also have the same, like last time where we had a speaker and then a panel component too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea of somehow underlining the practices of the Concord farmers and the things that have to do with the Commonwealth Quality Program and those standards. It'd be nice if the Concord farmers could express or espouse on the ways that they're doing that and keeping the soils of Concord healthy and making our produce be healthy. Seem to be a
I
awesome.
agree, having a panel of farmers that people know and then they can relate to will kind of bring, you know what I mean?
Wait, Grace, we lost you there.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah. Wait, I heard you
Okay.
there for a second.
Yeah, I think having Concord farmers with Concord residents will I think the panel gives more of a sense of community where people can ask you questions. I think
Yeah.
definitely the panel is the way to go, but the speaker kind of makes it legit. I don't know if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. That's a great
Yep.
point, Grace. Yeah.
Like, we're not legit, is what you're
No,
saying.
we're not. No, we're not.
I think you're right. It adds like a little bit of underlying of
Yes,
authority, a little bit, and then sort of in practice, what does that mean to Concord
Right.
farmers?
exactly.
Actually,
I don't
speaking,
know who this is, but is Michael Bothello a possibility? He's the head of the Commonwealth Quality Program of Massachusetts Agriculture.
You might be.
we could ask
Okay.
him. I mean, Michael,
I mean, the difference between like soil health and stuff like that and the Commonwealth quality, I mean, I think that's important to reassure people, but that's mostly about food safety and
Oh,
prevention of foodborne illness getting into the food supply in the community and in the wider community, whereas they're not particularly interested. I mean, they're somewhat interested in, leaching phosphorus and nitrogen, but they're mostly what their mission is is to ensure that farms have a program to minimize the potential for their customers, whether they be wholesale customers, retail customers, whatever, to get foodborne illness.
Well, they want cover crops as part of the package, and they regulate or suggest how compost should be used and some of those things.
Yeah, I think it has like a little bit, I think it's got a little bit of each, but it's mainly food
Yeah.
safety, but it definitely has a little bit of the other part too.
I didn't know.
We could reach out to Michael too, to just see if he has any suggestions on other people, even if it's not him.
I'd be happy to give them a call. I've known them for
Yeah.
a long time.
I know, I was gonna say, Steve, you wanna call him?
We could get a bunch of farmers to line up and complain about the new law.
Okay.
The other thing I was gonna say is Happy had, there's I'm maybe Happy, is Happy on the line? I don't know if she's actually there.
I am actually here.
You're here!
But I don't
You
have
wanna-
a picture.
Do you wanna talk about you had sent me a thing about there's like a movie and maybe potentially getting a screening.
Yeah, I mean, I just read what you read, but it sounded interesting and maybe it's just something. I think it's a short thing that people might be interested in.
Have you seen it, the movie?
No, I have not had time to sit down and do it.
Yeah, me neither.
But if that's a YouTube thing, then we could tap into it very easy. It could be a prelim to.
Well, if I send around that link, maybe if everybody has time, you could watch it. And then if people are like, that was fantastic, then we can pursue maybe figuring out how to screen it. Or if everybody was like, I hated it, then we don't have to pursue that.
Yep.
Does that sound good? I will send out the link afterwards.
Okay.
Maybe getting somebody from NRCS,
Yeah.
because they do funding for like hoop houses and cover crop and, you know, various different programs, and somebody there might have the expertise to
Yeah.
kind of give a presentation about, you know, Concord Farms, sustainability, climate change.
There was a guy who was on the call, the Middlesex Conservation District one, who gave like a brief synopsis of what was going on in their office. I have his email because it got sent to me, so I could reach out to him. I think he's out of the Westford office. Maybe Dan? No, Bob? I can look it up.
There was a Dan there. I think he might be retired now.
Okay, wasn't him then. Might be Bob, might be a Robert. I can email him just to see if there's anybody there.
The river is way the hell up again.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's not flooding the fields, but it's really high.
I had a bucket out. It looked like there's about 6 inches of rain in it from the last go round.
We got another 3 inches coming, maybe 5.
How fun. Is there any other suggestions of maybe speakers or anything that we should be reaching out to? Does anybody know anybody who's just the most dynamic, awesome, academic-ish speaker?
Greta Thunberg.
Do you know her, Brian?
No,
You got a contact info? Let's
I've
go.
heard of her. I like her name.
You like her name. Well, those are some good leads, so maybe let's start there. And then we'll, if anybody else comes up, if anybody thinks of anybody on their own too, feel free to email them and just gauge some interest. And, you know, are we shooting for a similar time frame, like end of March, beginning of April? I think last year we were end of April.
I'm for not going further than mid-April.
Okay.
I feel like people agree that part of the kind of reason or potential reason to have this thing at all is to try to get, before, as people start having things to sell, is just to remind them that we're here. So you don't want to have it too early either.
Yeah.
Well, we could shoot for like trying to get somebody for early April. I mean, are we, I can I think Melissa last time emailed the Harvey Wheeler about it, but are we shooting for a similar space, we think? Like, that does seem to work pretty well over there. It's
Yeah.
also free, so
Good
Check and
space.
see what's available.
yeah. I can reach out to Harvey Wheeler and see what their schedule's looking like.
You could also check the library. That public room now in the library seems to be quite popular.
That's right, the Goodwin Hall or something.
Yeah, I forget.
I will reach out there too. Okay. All right. Everybody has their homework, right? Okay. We ready to move on? We're gonna make this a quick meeting.
Yeah.
Um, Other business. I just got emailed this from the town that we have to do our annual report for the town annual report. I am happy to draft this also. Melissa has a outline she used last year that I think I could just work off of. And then I can present it at our January meeting. And then I think if we have any changes that you guys want to make, we could make them before the deadline. If everybody's comfortable with me writing it.
Nope.
Oh, please.
Yeah. I figured no one would object, but all right.
One thing that I am reminded of is we're still trying to get in touch with our park superintendent to find out what's going on in the park.
Yeah. They're doing a lot of construction.
Yeah.
I have their email. I can email them. And I know Gaining Ground has taken over one of the leases there, right? I think
Yes.
that's what Polly said last
Yes.
time.
And maybe this is not the time, but I saw or I read their little newsletter thing, and Anna is quite sick, and guess everybody just should think about her a little bit. She just bought a farm and may not make it through to start the spring. I don't know.
She's
And
sick?
Mark has also been hired at Gaining Ground.
I knew Mark had been hired. I didn't realize Anna was sick.
Yes, she's quite ill.
Oh dear. That's awful. Well, on that depressing note,
This is turning into a depressing meeting.
it's a very depressing note. Well, yeah, everybody please keep Anna in your thoughts. That's awful. Any other business?
I had a question about the logo,
Oh yeah.
with the farmer and everything. So did anyone see Concord Holiday issue of Shop Concord? I really don't know the name of that magazine.
I didn't. Oh, like Discover Concord, that one?
I think it's similar to that, but they were just like promoting all the Concord shops.
Oh.
One of the Concord shops, and I took a screenshot of it, and I can send it to you or try. Is the Minuteman, and I think he has a guitar.
Oh.
So if that is okay, why isn't our Minuteman with a pitchfork okay?
Why don't you send me that, Grace?
Oh, I will. The minute I saw it, I said, "Oh, I don't know. It seemed a little sketchy to me."
Yeah, I have an email into Donna, but I'd love to send her that. Yeah. Yeah.
Just I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I'm
Exactly.
just curious. I was
Just curious.
just curious. Yes,
No, that's great. Send it to me.
I will. I will try.
Yeah, I don't have an update. I did send Donna an email, but she's also super busy with the beginning of they're planning out the town report right now. So I know we're not high on her list right now, but
Okay, good.
I'm sure she'll get to us eventually. She's quite nice. Anybody else have any other business? Public comment? Hi, Lois.
Hi, it's Lois. I said I miss you guys. This is the best meeting of everybody in Concord, and I've had classes on Thursday nights for a while, and they didn't send me the link tonight, so I don't have a class tonight. So it's nice to see everybody, and I hope everybody has a nice holiday.
Thanks.
And
Thank you. You too.
it's always nice to hear from you. So if you guys get the pitchfork so the pollinators can get a Minuteman catching butterflies or bees or something.
I net.
There you go.
A bee
Yeah, it's like
skep-
one of those
one of those,
nets.
the skep thing, or we could put him in a, what do you call it? The bee suit.
The bee
Yeah.
suit.
Yes, that would be awesome.
I mean, I think that, maybe like a whole lot of committees ought to just flood whoever it is with requests, and yours will sound normal.
Oh, I think it's
So anyway, thanks. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Well,
And
it's lovely to have you join us as always.
the pollinators this month, we didn't, I was holding my breath that you get a quorum. We didn't have a quorum, so we're off till January.
We just snuck one in here.
That was good.
That's good.
I like, so you have alternates. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
good.
always, but sometimes.
Yeah, not
But-
always. But sometimes.
Yeah, but it's good thinking, like makes it better possibilities. Yeah, we were in conflict with the water meeting the other night. So the last minute, a lot of people went to the water, in which was kind of important, I guess.
Yeah.
Water's important no matter where. So thanks, and have a nice holiday, everybody.
Thanks, Lois.
Yeah,
You
you
too.
too.
Thanks for joining. I see Dan's on there. Hi, Dan. I don't
On
think
the
he can.
shadow.
He's in the dark.
He's in the dark. I see him.
He's scary.
He's like, is he outside?
I don't know.
By moonlight.
By moonlight.
Oh, he must be looking for meteors.
Cold. All right.
He's trying to speak.
He's trying to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, you're on mute.
I see his mouth moving.
Muted. Dan, you are muted.
Still muted.
I can't tell. Sorry, Dan. January 11th work for everyone on Zoom again.
Sure.
All right. And everybody's got their homework. And I think that's it. Would anybody like to motion to adjourn?
I move.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
Great. A great seconds. Thank you all for a very quick and fast meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye,
Merry
guys.
Christmas, everyone.